Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Cleveland Guardians.
Tonight, we will all bear witness to history. Jose Ramirez will go where no one in this town has ever gone before. His 1,620th career game, more than anyone in franchise history. It's a celebration of Jose Ramirez all night long as the Kansas City Royals come to town for a divisional three-game series, Guardians TV, presented by Progressive. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside the former Gold Glove center fielder Rick Manning. Arch, as a former player, when you laced him up, maybe you dreamed about one day being the team's all-time leader in stolen bases or runs scored. Games played. Is that something that ever registers in an athlete's mind?
Well, when you're in a storied franchise like Cleveland has had since the early 1900s, I think it's terrific, because when you get an opportunity to see something like this, nowadays you're going to see this guy's face forever, and he's just going to continue to add on from here on. You can see the home runs he's second, the RBI second, and, the doubles third, the runs. He's going to catch all of these at some point in time in his career. So tonight we'll see him in games played, and I think it's terrific.
Jose Ramirez passing Terry Turner. He already passed Nap Lajoie earlier in the season, and now tonight he will get to 1,620 games played. Most ever in franchise history. That's an incredible accomplishment for a guy who has been consistent and durable.
Stay healthy and play. When you do that, your team has a chance to win. He's been doing that since 2013.
All right, coming up next, our coverage continues. We'll check in with Andre Knott, who will hear what others say about the incredible Jose Ramirez.
Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Elkino. For a team of injury lawyers dedicated to every client every day, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
See it, Sarah.
Jose Ramirez, always driving the bus, always pushing his teammates.
Everything goes through Jose Ramirez.
He's out of room, it's out of here. Mr. Inevitable delivers again. Throw down a second, not in time. with an all-out diving grab. The catalyst, the consummate leader.
He just continues to be one of the greatest players on the planet.
He has amazed us. He has amazed the fans. And as Andre Knott joins us now, he has also amazed his contemporaries.
Absolutely. You know, it was fun. Corey Kluber happened to walk by, and I go, I need you. And I said that because I go, you knew him from the other side. Same with Q over in the Kansas City side. They smiled. I think the one thing Stephen Vogt talked about, when you look at that number, it's basically like he's played a full season 10 years straight. And he goes, he's very close to being at 300. So voters said that means he's basically averaged 30-30 for 10 years straight. Here's some guys that know him well speaking about what tonight will mean to Jose Ramirez.
Just the longevity, the availability. 1,620 games. That's 162 games for 10 years. And I think just being out on the field playing as hard as Jose does for the same team, the same uniform, it's truly incredible.
He started off as the kid who was trying to figure out, what was the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do, and now he's the one that the guys look to for that. And I guess, that comes from years and years of doing it, and obviously he's got guys' respect. Not just the fact that he puts up numbers, but the way he does it, the way he plays the game, and it's an easy guy to tell guys to look up to and pay attention to.
He's always had that belief in himself, the understanding that he thought he could help the team win no matter what role he was in, offensively, defensively, pinch running. But that inner belief is what really stands out, and I always enjoyed working with him because he was so consistent. He was the guy that wanted to work. He put in great effort. He put thought into it, even as a young player, and so that made it easy for me.
Jose Ramirez has always played with a chip on his shoulder, and I think that's what caught the attention of guys like Matt Quatrero and the guys who were in charge at the time. But don't confuse that chip on his shoulder with any sense of false cockiness or arrogance. He's very humble. In fact, this spring, he was looking at all the young talent the Guardians have, the minor league guys who aren't even at the big league level yet.
Right.
And he said to Stephen Vogt, do I start in AAA this year? Am I starting in Columbus? I mean, that shows you that he's got a sense of humor. He knows when he can joke around, but when he steps between the lines, he is all business.
He has the utmost respect for the game of baseball, and he always will.
We'll be back with tonight's first pitch. Guardians-Royals coming up next.
That swordfish one.
Back here at Progressive Field on a day that will see the temperature reach 47 degrees at game time.
Well, that's not bad, huh? All right, let's take a look at Tanner Bybee, who's going to make the start today. Making his third start, coming off a start against the Dodgers where he was on a pitch count. He threw 74 pitches, went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits and 1 run. He did take the loss, but, you know, he's back again and he's healthy, and he's starting for the 9th time against Kansas City. And in his career, he's 4-0 in the 8 starts that he has made. And this guy has pitched in the division. He's been unbelievable. You know, they won 7 of the 8 starts that he started against Kansas City. So he's on a roll. He was perfect in the division last year. So let's hope he can do that again this year.
Matt Quattro's starting lineup for Kansas City looks like this. Michael Garcia leads it off. Bobby Witt Jr. in the 2-hole. Vinny Pasquantino will bat third. Salvi Perez, the veteran, is the cleanup man. Carter Jensen, the youngster, with some pop, the DH, he'll bat 5th. Jonathan India will hit 6th. Jack Caglione is in right field batting 7th. Isaac Collins, a switch hitter, will hit 8th. And Kyle Isbell, the center fielder, batting 9th.
And defensively, looks like this. Kafis is going to get the start again in left field. Quan is in center. DeLatter over in right. Jose Ramirez at third baseman. Gabriel Arias at short. Brian Rocchio at second. Kyle Manzardo at first. Bo Naylor behind the plate.
Adam Beck will call the balls and strikes this evening. Ben May is your first base umpire. Dan Isonia, the second base umpire, is the crew chief. And over at third is James Jean. James Jean is the umpire who ejected Craig Albernaz, Stephen Vogt's bench coach from a year ago. Albie got his first ejection as manager for the Orioles yesterday at home.
Okay.
So what do you think? Could he eject Vogt tonight and back-to-back it's Albie and Voter?
No, won't happen.
All right, here we go. Tanner Bybee looks in. That's the sign from Bo Naylor. And his first pitch to Michael Garcia is in there for a strike. Early on, Garcia appears to be the right man for the job at the top of the order for Kansas City. Tied for the team lead in hits, but he's also reached base 6 times via the walk, and on-base percentage out of the chute of .425.
Yeah, he's a very good leadoff hitter. He set the table for him last year.
Slow chopper to third baseman Jose Ramirez on the move. Perfect throw, 1 down. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Toyota. Well, for a long time, we have noted to win the Central, you must win in the Central. And the Guardians last year did a number on Kansas City. Now, these two teams over the last 2 years have split 26 games right down the middle. Last year, the Guardians went 8-5 against Kansas City, but the year before, they went 5-8. But if you go back 3 years, Cleveland has gone 20-19. That's how evenly matched these two are.
Always a good series against Kansas City. Both teams respect each other. They play hard. They play very good baseball games. But this is the first time we're going in the Central Division, and this will be the last time. We won't get another Central Division team until we go to Kansas City in the first week of May.
Yeah.
And they're playing in the division, so it's total opposite for them.
The 2-0 count. Smash to left field. Moving over. C.J. Kafis cuts it off. And Bobby Witt Jr. with a 1-out single. And I tell you what, this guy loves to play against Cleveland. I think he's going to be a guy that, as he goes along, will thrive against divisional foes because he will just get such a good book on how they like to pitch him.
Yeah, he's good against everybody.
Yeah, but remember, his first game of his career was against the Guardians.
Last 25 games against Cleveland, he's hit .319. And here in Cleveland, even better. Pasquatch squares the bunt, and he puts it down. Jose barehand grab, throw to first. Still got him. What a play by Jose. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's never received enough attention for his defensive work at third base, which has really improved with age.
I'm going to tell you, that was one heck of a play.
Out at first base. Kansas City is challenged.
They're going to challenge this, but I'll tell you, a barehanded throw, and I can't believe that Pasquantino, he bunted, but he's hitting 571.
Right. He's sprinting.
Bybee.
Did you see the beginning of Jose, though? He was back at shortstop and he was sprinting.
Oh, he might beat that out. He might have beat that out. That's going to watch. I mean, you couldn't get a better play. Yeah, I'm thinking that toe might have got there. It was the element of surprise, but it was a terrific defensive play, whether he's safe or out.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Kansas City retains their challenge.
Don't know how many times Vinny Pasquantino is going to lay down a bunt this year, but that was well executed, and he just barely beat it out.
Yeah, well, he did. And look at, they're smiling over there. Okay. They're playing a little game right there. Okay. He said, I got you.
Well, now here's Salvador Perez. 305 home runs in his career. He's only 12 behind George Brett for the franchise all-time lead. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, now where Pasquantino was hitting 571 off Bybee, this guy is over 17, doesn't have a hit off Tanner.
You don't believe in the broadcaster jinx, huh?
No, I'm thinking ground ball double play is what I'm thinking.
I wasn't going to say it till a second at that.
Well,
in the dirt, nice block by Bo Naylor.
That's the difference between you and I. I'm going to say it now.
Bo keeps that double play alive.
This is his 15th year in the big leagues. This guy has been some kind of player for Kansas City. Terrific backstop. Look at the names.
He's catching Pudge. Wow.
Swing and a miss. He went fishing way out off the outside corner.
Well, that's a nice little hook. You can see that just going off the plate. You can, once you commit as a hitter, you can't hold up, and you can see the expression on Perez's face.
Over Bybee.
That's what I'm thinking about.
There's 1 and 2. Really nicely done by Brian Rocchio. He just had to patiently wait for the big bouncing ball, kick the bag, throw to first, inning over. Guardians come to bat here in the bottom of the first, and Stephen Vogt starting 9, brought to you by Progressive. It'll be Stephen Kwan leading it off, followed by Chase DeLauder. Jose Ramirez will bat third. Kyle Manzardo is the cleanup man. Reese Hoskins gets the start at the DH spot, hitting 5th. Then Bo Naylor, followed by C.J. Kafis, Gabriel Arias, and Brian Rocchio hitting 9th.
Michael Walker starting for Kansas City. The right-hander missed his last start. He had an illness. He made his first start against Atlanta. Pitched a nice game, 6 innings, 3 hits, did not allow a run or anything. 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. So he'll make the start, his 8th career start against Cleveland. And let's check out Kansas City's defense. Collins in left, Isbell in center, Gaglione is in right, Garcia and Witt on the left side, India and Pasquantino on the right, and Perez behind the dish.
Here is Stephen Kwan to lead it off. And Walker winds it up and fires a fastball strike. Despite only having one hit in his last 5 games, Stephen Kwan has reached safely in each of his last 6.
I think this is the team that a couple of the Guardians hitters could take off for. Kwan's always played well against Kansas City. Manzardo did. He had a nice year against him last year. So this could wake up a couple of our hitters. Sometimes you have that feeling when you're playing against a team that you've had success with. There you go.
From your lips to Kwan's ears, and we've got the leadoff man aboard.
That's the nice stroke right there. You want to see him stay inside the baseball. He gets the fastball, stayed behind it, and drills it into left field for a base hit. So there's your start here in the first inning.
Now Chase DeLauder. He's been aboard in 8 of 9 games this year. The focus on Chase has been the home run. He has 5 home runs and 5 singles.
Yeah, and you know what? He uses the whole field. He doesn't just try to pull the baseball. That's the one nice thing about him. He's got good plate coverage. And Wonka will attack the left-handers with the four-seam fastball, a cutter, and a good changeup. He's got to try and get him the ball upstairs. There's a change right there.
Challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Salvador Perez has not been shy about challenging pitches, and this one nicks the outside corner.
Pitch was a strike. Kansas City has 2 challenges.
We had a number of them yesterday in the doubleheader.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Yesterday we had 15 challenges. 8 of those were overturned. Top to first base. Pasquantini goes to second for 1. Kwan is erased. 1 down. Bet365 betting odds as Jose Ramirez steps to the plate. You talk about a guy who loves seeing royal blue in 177 career games, which is a little more than a full season's worth. He's hit 276 lifetime, 32 homers, 47 doubles, and 106 runs batted in.
Well,
nice.
Matt, when Q was asked about him in the pregame, someone said, well, how do you stop him? He goes, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? He goes, we haven't figured it out yet.
When you find out, let me know.
The Royals really crowd him up the middle. Bobby Witt is right on that imaginary line, almost behind second base.
Yeah, that's about as far as you can get without being on the other side.
I mean, Franco is playing shortstop.
He's a shortstop. But Jose, he pulls everything for the most part. We did see him go the other way with 2 strikes yesterday against the Cubbies. He'll just slap one.
Q was an assistant hitting coach here when he was here, and Lindor came up and Ramirez were together, and he said after a batting practice, if they were both up for about 100 games, they realized they were trying to hit the ball out to center, he said, in Kansas City. And he said he looked at him, he goes, boys, you're not going to hit it out there. You got to pull the ball. He goes, it was great when I told him when I was working with them, but I hate facing them because that's what they do now. They pull the ball, and that's where they get their home runs.
I thought maybe they were using this defensive shift, trying to bait him into doing what Pasquantino did. Like, hey, bunt it over here. See,
Try it out.
Give me all this space. Just bunt it right over here. Mentioned this yesterday. Chase DeLauder, he's got plenty of speed, but he's still probably learning if he can be a good base stealer or not.
No doubt. Yes, because he didn't play many minor league games with 138.
Right. Crushed, but right at Isbell, and he's able to go back and make the catch. Jose hit it square, but it was right at the center fielder. 2 down.
Let's see the swing. It sounded like it went off the end of the bat a little bit. There's a changeup down and away. He stayed down and got through it.
I think he hit it hard. It was just a line drive. It was an atom ball.
Waka reacted like he thought it was going to be a hit.
So 2 gone for Kyle Manzardo. And he's going to try to take that bunt, but Waka cuts it off, throws him out, and the side is retired. No score after 1. Guardians TV is presented by Progressive. Well, we've had some sunshine today, but the mercury is stuck in the 40s. Tomorrow it's going to dip down into the 30s. Thus, tomorrow's game time, if you haven't heard, has been moved to 1 o'clock. It was originally scheduled to be a night game, but with the frigid temperatures, and it's not going to get any better as the evening goes along, they decided to move that game up to 1 and take advantage of at least playing at daylight.
And they did the exact opposite in spring training. They moved a night game to a day game to a night game
because of the heat.
The heat. Yeah. It was over 100 and some degrees in Arizona.
It's been a year of extremes so far, Rick.
Yeah.
Carter Jensen, the DH. Young kid who grew up in Kansas City. High hopes. There's a great bat. He's also a catcher. And he takes a strike. Jensen was the George Brett Hitter of the Year for Kansas City's player development system last year. He hit 20 home runs, knocked in 76, and batted .290. And a ball hit behind the bag at first, fielded cleanly by Manzardo. 1 down. So again, tomorrow, if you're free in the afternoon, join us because we'll be on the air at 12:30 with pregame coverage. Game time just after 1. The Big Rig will go against Noah Cameron in a really good pitching matchup. And then the series will conclude with a regularly scheduled day game on Wednesday. There's Jonathan India. Remember, originally they thought he was the leadoff guy.
Yeah,
that would work at the top of their order after they squired him away from Cincinnati.
Plus, they had him playing some outfield, and he's normally an infielder where he is today at second base.
One thing about India, Rick, when he makes up his mind, when he identifies the pitch he's going to get after, he doesn't miss it. 8%. That's what his swing and miss rate was on the pitches that he saw a year ago. When he got after it,
yeah, he's patient.
Most of the
patient
time
in the batter's box.
He made contact, put it in play. Tanner Bybee with the 2-1 pitch. Blew it by him. Now the 2-2. And it just missed. Full count.
This is one that entices the hitters, and that's a tough one to lay off of, man. That's a good take on his part.
Now the 3-2.
Stop jumping.
And that's the one, too, that I think is going to be, again, as we go throughout the season, for a catcher like Bo Naylor, where you catch that ball, it certainly looks like a ball, but where does it cross the plate?
Right.
And could that be one that, as you get maybe some data and some feedback, maybe that's one you see get challenged as the season goes on? I don't know. I think everybody's working their way through this, trying to find out.
It looked good, you know, and you know that those curveballs, they get down. When you get a true curveball, it may go over the plate and at the knees. By the time they catch it, and it's almost like a short hop to catcher.
3-2. Swing and a miss. He comes right back and blows the fastball by him. Yep. First strikeout for Tanner Bibee. 2 down here in the second inning. And the other thing too, Rick, is that as we look at the strike zone and how it...
Look at the depth one.
Every curveball's different too, right?
Right.
Some have more depth and more bite to them. Some are more slurvy-like. So, you know, when Bo Naylor's got 2 seconds to think about it. He catches it, you go 1, 2, you either challenge or you don't. And so he's got to be pretty sure if he's going to pull the trigger on a challenge.
Yeah, but that depth one is what the curveball's all about there, because it measures the plate to, what, 8.5 inches or something. And because it could go over the knees.
The 1-0. And look, how many of these have we already seen? This is game 11. How many have we seen, Rick, that have literally just nicked the edge of that ABS zone?
Yeah, we've seen them, a lot of them so far.
The 1-1. And so if that calibration, let's just say on a given night, if that calibration is off by 1/10 of a centimeter or whatever.
Well, is every ballpark the same?
It's supposed to be, right?
I know, that's what they say.
There's still technology involved, though. The 1-2 from Bibee. Down low. Jack Caglione off to a good start. Last year, his on-base percentage was .237. Through the first 9 games, it's at .375. So the Royals hoping that's a trend that continues, hoping that he is starting to identify pitches a little better, seeing that pitch out of the hand, maybe identify it quicker.
Very talented young man. Hey, when you come up to the big leagues, it's a learning process. You know, you may not get off to a good start like some people, but it takes time. You have to adjust. You'll learn. You'll learn pitches that you can lay off of. You learn strike zones. It takes a while. And I don't care how talented you are, but this young man's got a lot of talent. He could be a very good player for them.
Again, the 3-2, and it's fouled off.
That's when he left upstairs, that changeup. A changeup's a good pitch that Bibee has to left-handers.
The 3-2.
There it was.
This is right at Bibee. He's under it. He's calling for it. He's got it.
Attaboy.
Look at him. There you go. And he points right to Jose. You stole my move, Jose says. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Midway through the second. No score. Take another look as Bibee plays infielder.
Yes.
Reese Hoskins swings at the first pitch and pops it in the air. Shallow right. Out goes Jonathan India. Called off by Caglione. 1 down. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Michael Walkup in his first start of the year came down in hot Atlanta. He went 6 3-hit shutout innings, walked 1, struck out 7.
And that's an awfully good Atlanta offense that he went up against. You see that all its 5 changeups and on down the line. He has a number of weapons he can get you out with.
We will see those Atlanta Braves this weekend in Atlanta.
Yes, we will.
My question is personal. Will it be hot Atlanta at least, or warm Atlanta?
Yes, it's going to be at least 80 degrees or more every day.
Sing to me, baby.
Injuries were an issue for Kansas City's starting rotation a year ago. You know, they talked about going to a 6-man rotation. I mean, look how well it worked for Cleveland down the stretch last year.
Yeah, it sure did. But Walker, he made the most starts. He made 31 starts for him last year. He's one that hung through it.
Well, he hung through it. And as you talk about that, Matt, and I was going to wait a little longer to bring this up, but in talking to their coaching staff, they had 13 members of their organization that were a part of the World Baseball Classic.
Here we go.
No. This is from their coaches. They are not complaining about it, but it made for a weird spring, Matt, because they had 13 guys that were gone. And it was like every night they said Q was nervously watching, and most of them made it. They had a couple guys in Venezuela that made it, so they made it all the way to the end. Their closer ended up throwing a couple games. So it was a different spring training for them where they held their breath every night, and they really didn't have their whole infield was gone basically.
Well, that affects everybody.
Right, their catchers were gone, so it was a tough spring for them to put this team together.
Bo Naylor booms one deep right field, down the line it goes, and foul ball. Oh man, that was oh so very close. Changeup.
Yeah, there's the changeup. It was on the middle in part of the plate. And Bo got the barrel of the bat to it. You can see it doesn't miss by much. There's the pull. That's a good angle.
I like that angle.
Very close.
Matt said, Brian Sweeney did tell me, Matt, he said the one good thing they got out of that, all their guys being in the World Baseball Classic, he goes, we know our single A and double A players really well.
That is going to go out of play. I thought you were going to tell me Brian Sweeney he got an international calling card plan.
He said, we watch more double A and triple A guys. He goes, it's good though. He goes, we know guys now when they come up because we had to manage them basically all spring long. Because think about it, the guys that played all the way through the World Baseball Classic didn't come back until the last weekend of spring training.
Adam looking. He's going to challenge it. It was a delayed call.
Call a strike, the batter has challenged.
By umpire Adam Beck. Maybe that's why Bo challenged it, but it is a called strike. It nails the outside corner.
Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
So 2 down. It took Adam Beck a second to make up his mind. Like, is that a strike? It's yeah, it is a strike.
And Bo was challenging before he even called it.
And again, that's where, as I said before, I mean, how many of those balls where it's not the whole ball that's even on the strike zone? It's just.
Well, you're going to see that a lot.
C.J. Kafis came off the bench and changed the trajectory of yesterday's doubleheader. In a pinch hit appearance, he knocked in the first run for Cleveland, part of a 3-run 6th inning, and then homered in a 3-run 8th inning. I asked Stephen before the game, you know, I still am amazed at pinch hitting. I think it's the hardest thing to do in sports. Come off the bench cold, get up there, and impact the game. And he said, Sam Fold gave me the best advice when I was playing. He said, just go and take your at bat. Don't think about I have to get a hit or I have to do this. Just go up and compete. Nobody thinks you're going to get a hit. It's the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yeah, but the thing is, these guys that are on the bench, they go up in between innings and they're hitting in cages. They are staying loose in case they are called upon. So it's not like they're you know, they're not loose.
Not
and
like
ready
in
to
your
go.
day where you had to literally knock the ice out of your spikes to go up to the pinch hit.
It is a difficult thing, but you know, it is a mental thing. You just got to go up there and see the baseball. You know, I always looked at it like if they're putting me up there, that means that guy couldn't hit him. Well, give me a chance. Good point.
And you know, you saw Junior Betances standing next to Angel Martinez, and because the coaching staffs are bigger than they were in your era, I mean, these guys are talking and they're going over the strategy throughout the whole game. They're watching the pitchers, and you know, he's going to tell them at some point, hey, if this gets later in the game, here's the guys you may be facing, so start thinking ahead, start getting your mind ready.
I mean, yeah, with all the numbers and information that they have on people.
CJ sends one high in the air to center. Isbell going back and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Guardians, and after 2, we are scoreless in Cleveland.
Time to purchase 26 season ticket memberships. They start with just 20 games and feature the best seats at the lowest prices. Members also get access to exclusive events, pre-sales, a flexible exchange policy, and more. Purchase your plan online at cleguardians.com/season tickets.
First ball swinging. Isaac Collins pops it up. The shortstop, Gabriel Arias, behind the bag at second, makes the catch. 1-0. Hyundai in the driver's seat. Best records within the division last year. Guardians went 36-16 against the Central. Man, a lot of that was down the stretch during that
sure was.
Big surge.
Yeah, they took care of business in the division.
Kyle Isbell, what a start he's off to. Look at that, 11 for 23. Tied for the team lead in hits, but 10 fewer at bats than Michael Garcia.
Matt, what do we always talk about with players and what gets them going? It's got some competition.
I was going to say, a couple more outfielders over there.
Yeah, they brought Lane Thomas in there, and they're rotating around, and suddenly Kyle.
And Marte as well.
Yes, and he's a great fielding center fielder, but never had much for the bat. But this year he's been swinging it well.
That's
Big
a good
chopper
point.
to second, Rocchio. 2 down.
For the Royals, the third baseman, Michael Garcia.
Back to the top of the order, Michael Garcia. He grounded third his first time up.
Kansas City Royals have an outstanding left side of their infield with Garcia and Witt.
Rocchio again throws out Garcia, and on 6 pitches the Royals go in order, and that's 7 in a row retired by Bibee. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture and Mattress, your mattress headquarters. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. High above the Terminal Tower. Beautiful shot at downtown Cleveland, Ohio on this early spring afternoon into evening. Michael Walker, after the leadoff hit by Stephen Kwan, has retired 6 in a row. Gabriel Arias leading off here in the home half of the third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Walker has a changeup, a true traditional changeup that is a very good pitch.
Yeah, there it is.
Yesterday, Edward Cabrera, they may call it a changeup. They can call it whatever they want. It was pure filth. It was only a couple of miles an hour off his fastball, and it was about 94 miles an hour. And it wasn't so much a changeup in that it fooled the hitters by its deceptive velocity. It was the crazy movement. Stephen Vogt told me, if he threw that ball down the middle and you swung at it, you couldn't hit it. That's how much movement it had.
It was silly because his changeup was 92 and his fastball was like 95, you know, and it had such movement, and he would throw the fastball inside and the changeup away, but you couldn't tell the difference between the two of them.
Now the 1-2. Got him looking. There was one time yesterday, Arch, he threw a pitch. It was 94 miles an hour. And I said, well, there's a fastball. And Murph said, no, that was the changeup. And he showed me the grip. And at 94 miles an hour, I mean, come on. What are we doing here, right? But it was the movement. His changeup had almost two-seam violent movement side to side, whereas Walker, it's got a little more fade.
Yeah, but both pitches that Cabrera was throwing yesterday looked the same.
Yes.
And that's what they couldn't tell.
Well, Matt, Stephen Vogt said to you, I thought the best part of it, he said, if he throws it down the middle, you're not hitting it. Because it's going to move the way it moves. You're not hitting that pitch.
Rocchio takes the ball down and in. Curveball, 1-1.
Yeah, everybody thinks that changeup is supposed to be, you know, about, let's say, 8 to 10 miles an hour off your fastball. You know, the difference between.
Right.
When I think changeup, I think I'm on my front foot, all my weight is gone. That changeup was just
nasty.
Yeah, Stephen Vogt was saying it's more like, who is it that also throws
the splinker?
they call it the
Skeens.
Yeah, small Skeens, yeah.
Splinker. They
I mean,
got
we're
names
just
for
making
everything.
stuff up now.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, the old closer.
He's got the triple with doozy caboosey pitch. Like, what?
Remember the old closer for the Twins? He used to throw it too, and I brought it up one time to you guys. Duran. And Arch goes, I'm not saying that. That's his changeup.
Yeah, that's a changeup. You call it whatever you want.
But it's not a changeup when it's 92, 93, Arch.
He used to run
yeah,
through
it is. He throws 100.
He used to run through the sprinkler when it was hot outside.
Oh, God.
Back to the top of the order. The only man to reach for Cleveland, Stephen Kwan, with a base hit in the first. He's got a lifetime mark of 274 with 11 doubles against Kansas City. Blister deep right field, down the line, and that one is fair and gone.
Well, he turned on that one in a hurry. He might have been looking for that pitch inside because he was very quick in there, like he can be. So Stephen Kwan gets home run number 1 to give him a lead.
Bo Naylor was just a couple of feet foul down that right field line. Kwani able to keep it inside the pole, and the Guardians strike first. And now Chase DeLauder coming to the plate. Another look at the Kwan home run. You can see it pass in front of the pole for a home run.
Can't even see it.
I didn't see that one. Oh, just barely caught it at the end. Here's the 1-0 to Chase, chopped up the gut, and went shading him that way, able to make the play. And the side is retired. Well, Stephen Kwan keeps it fair down the line, and the Guardians lead Kansas City 1-0.
Tickets are on sale.
Well, Stephen Kwan's home run, accounting for the only tally thus far tonight. We head to the 4th inning. Bobby Witt Jr. will lead it off. And he hit a line drive single to left his first time up. I'm sure this guy hits some broken bat flares once in a while, but I feel like every time we see him, he just hits line drives.
Well, the amazing thing, he doesn't have an extra base hit yet this year in his 34 at bats, but they will start coming.
Archer on it. There's 9 games that he's gone without a extra base hit.
Right.
That is the longest in his career he's ever gone. So if he doesn't get one tonight,
you guys are both flirting with the jinx thing.
We don't believe in him. We learn from you.
One down is Stephen Kwan hauled in that line drive.
I held my breath though when I left the bat.
Well, they're going to start
He's too
coming.
good for it not to
right,
happen.
exactly. I mean, the game is the game. He's going to get his knocks, his hits.
Just like nobody is expecting Chase DeLauder to hit 75 home runs this year. No one's expecting Bobby Witt to go much longer without getting a few extra base knocks. It's going to happen.
But we may go a long while before we see this guy bunt again. Even though he got hit.
Look where Jose is now. He's not a shortstop.
No, but he got it. It was a really good play, but he beat it out. It went as a hit. He got his single. That's something they can laugh about now. But look at him back. You see Jose backtracking every time when that pitcher gets ready to throw.
No balls and 2 strikes on Pasquantino. Jose doesn't have to worry about the bunt now.
See, that's third baseman take that personal when a guy bunts on you because they don't like it.
Take it personal.
Yes, they do. And they should. But you don't expect this guy to do it. They just say go back, he's going to swing the bat. But he did it in the first inning.
And the next man up, Salvador Perez.
Look at those numbers.
Who does not have a hit against Tanner Bybee, grounded into an inning-ending double play. The 0-2 in the dirt. Pasquantino played in 160 games last year and had a career year. 164 hits, 33 doubles, 33 homers, and 113 knocked in. Finally, Salvador Perez had some help in the middle of the lineup.
Well, remember 2 years ago he got hurt here towards the end of the year when they were playing so well.
Yeah,
that's right. Derailed their season.
And it derailed their season is right.
They made the playoffs, but they weren't quite the same team. Then last year, high hopes, and they did not make the playoffs. So in the offseason, a lot of people were wondering, well, what do they do? How do they get over that hump, get themselves back into position? Well, they went out and spent some money. They extended manager Matt Quatrero for 3 years.
And they moved the fences in.
They're looking for more offense, a little more power. I mean, I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, what do you think of it so far?
It still looks pretty fair.
Well, center's still fair, and I want to say left center, right center still looks like it's got a 400 mark on it in certain places.
You know what? It's straight away. It's still at 410 or whatever it is, but in the alleys they moved it in, I believe, 10 feet. It's still a great ballpark. We'll see when it warms up in the summertime there.
Guardians, not exactly known as Murderers Row, have hit 10 home runs. The Royals have had 8 so far this year. The Royals have had 6 games in their new cozy confines.
Hey, Matt, opening day for them, it was 85 degrees, the hottest opening day ever. In KC, next day, 45 and windy and nasty.
And
Sound
they
familiar?
had to play a day-night doubleheader. It was the same thing that we went through, absolutely. Well, there's a good at-bat when good hitters are a guy that...
Interesting, after 3 straight fastballs, he's just gone all off-speed pitches since.
I wouldn't throw him another fastball. He had his chance to hit the first ones.
Low, ball 4. He came back with a fastball but missed.
Well,
injury report brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk and Elk. Mookie Betts with a right oblique on the injured list. And how about the Cubs after they left town? Today, Matthew Boyd was placed on the injured list. So their starting pitching is in shambles right now.
They've got like the second lowest ERA by their starters so far in the first 10 games, right, with the Cleveland Guardians. And 2 of them are hurt now.
Salvador Perez He couldn't hit that pitch his first time up, but he swung at it again. It's 0-1.
He just must not pick the ball up off of Tanner Bybee.
Slowed it down and he pops it up. Out goes Rocchio. He's under it. He's got it. 2 down. And that will bring up Carter Jensen, the designated hitter. I can't remember an athlete getting as much attention for sleeping through his alarm than Carter Jensen did earlier this week. And it's not like he missed the start of the game. He was still in uniform in the clubhouse an hour and a half before game time. They made it sound like, the way the reports came out, that he showed up in the middle of the game or something.
Right.
But
he was taken out of the starting lineup, though, right?
He felt horribly about it. The kid's from Kansas City. Salvador Perez is his idol. The last thing he wanted to do was for Salvi, who was supposed to have a day off, have to get geared up and ready to go and catch at his age. He felt awful about it. But my goodness, Rick, the day and age we live in, everybody's got to have an opinion on it. Instead of just saying, okay, the kid made a mistake, he apologized. Let's at least give him the benefit of the doubt. If it happens again, all right.
They
Then
probably should have kept it in-house and not made a point of it where the media could get a hold of it.
The problem was the lineups.
Yep.
And because the lineups have to be out so early nowadays because of the action that is placed on games outside of our purview, lineups have to be put out early. So when the lineup came out originally with Salvador not in it, and then it came out later with him in it, people asked why, what happened? And, well,
all right, you can't keep anything in-house.
It's hard to do.
It's harder, I agree.
It got away from Bo, nothing he could do about it, I don't think. And Jensen reaches. So the inning should have been over, but that it's an in-betweener for Bo. He's trying to scoop
backhand.
it. Yeah.
So it'll be a strikeout wild pitch.
Second strikeout for Bybee. So with 2 outs in the inning, Jonathan India will get a chance to bat now. Curveball in for a strike.
Matt, you've talked a lot about the Guardians being so good in the 7th inning so far this season, and it's early. But 13 of the 38 runs the Royals have scored, Arch, they've come in just 2 innings. They had a 7-run 6 versus the Twins and a 6-run 6 versus Milwaukee. So they're still trying to put it all together offensively. And I know it's early, but
that is weird, though, to have 2 big innings and then really struggle to find anything else.
Well, as you start the year out and you have new faces and stuff, people may be trying a little bit too hard.
0-2 pitch from Bybee. Oh, nice block this time by Bo. He just threw the chest protector in front of that one.
Yeah, smother that one. You can see he automatically just turns the glove and angled his body to take it right off the protector and keep it out in front of him.
Bybee with a 1-2. Line to right. DeLauder on the move, can't get there, drops around third. Coming home is Pasquantino, and the Royals take advantage of the extra out and take the lead.
Yeah, India put a nice opposite field stroke on that. DeLauder comes up, but watch, it's middle. 93-mile-an-hour fastball that came middle of the plate. And that's the hitter tells you, you made a bad pitch right there. So DeLauder comes in, they keep him at the corners, but they tie the ball game up. And you're right, that extra out certainly helped them.
And defensively, the Guardians have been very sharp. Only 1 error in their first 10 games.
Yeah, they played very good defense.
Jack Caglione popped one up right in front of the plate. And Tanner Bybee caught it to end the second inning. But a walk and a wild pitch helps Kansas City snag an early run here, and we are tied at 1 in the 4th. Hit hard.
I want to remind you that the 50-50 raffle, the very first one this year, will end on Wednesday night at midnight. So if you want to get your tickets, let's get it up to $75,000. It's going to be at least a $50,000 jackpot. Go to Guardians, Cleveland Guardians 5050.com.
You saw the pitch count there. I almost feel like the Pasquantino bat changed the inning because he threw 3 straight fastballs to open that at bat, and then he tried to get Pasquantino with the off-speed pitches. It went full. He battled, and then he tried to go back with a fastball. It just missed low. Ended up being a walk. And now he's really having to work hard to get through this inning. And Caglione hacks it foul.
Matt, when the strikeout occurred and the guy was able to go to first, the first thing I thought of was talking to Tanner during spring training this year, and he's talking about the bad luck innings he had last year and how sometimes he didn't let go of it. And he said that was the one thing he learned last September is he had to let go of things he couldn't control, and that's kind of what this inning has become.
Bo smothers it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, and Kansas City hitters have done a nice job when they get to 2 strikes fouling off pitches. They've had 9 foul balls.
Guardians had 9 2-strike foul balls in the first inning in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. That helped run up the pitch count of Imanage and get him out of the game. Arias will go to first to retire the side. Royals get a run here in the 4th. It's 1-1, middle of the 4th. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jose Ramirez will lead it off. At the conclusion of the bottom of the 5th inning, it will be an official game, and thus Jose Ramirez will officially become the franchise all-time leader in games played. This is game number 1,620, and that record has stood since 1918.
Yeah.
Terry Turner, the man who set that record. Think about that. I mean, we showed you his picture.
Right.
It's an old tobacco card, trading card.
Yeah, they had collars. They had
of the
collars on their uniforms. Jose's got a gold necklace with diamonds surrounded on his.
2-0 pitch. in for a strike.
Well, as he's been climbing the ladder of so many different categories, we've seen the pictures of the old timers, and his picture is going to be there. So
2-1.
And it looks a lot different.
Even David Fry caught on to what I've been saying for a while, which is every time we put Jose up there passing somebody, the picture is of a guy in black and white.
Right.
that's how long these records have been around. The guys he's passing. 3-1, big rip, but he came up empty in a full count. And Jose will take a moment to gather himself. That was a fastball and maybe had some cutting action. Here is the 3-2. Fouled back. That changeup stayed up. That's not where he wanted it, I'm sure. His heart was in his throat for a second. This one has popped up, foul playable. Walker's over there. He may get there first. He does, and he equals Bybee with a play of his own.
How about that? Yeah, you don't see that too often. Pitchers making plays, and there have been 2 of them tonight. But infielders playing back. Perez didn't get out in front of the plate, so it was his all the way. He got it in foul territory. Watch in the end. That right foot, he wanted to make sure.
One out for Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo with 2 outs in the first inning. Attempted a bunt. And Walker threw him out. And now it's 0-2. That changeup can be very effective for Walker. Two hits for the Guardians. Stephen Kwan has them both. Hit.
Oh, he got crossed up.
And that ricocheted off of Perez, and I think he's okay, but yeah, hopefully an umpire, Adam Beck, quickly checked on Perez because the deflection off Manzardo nailed Perez just above the knee, maybe. Let's take another look.
Oh, I didn't see. Look, oh, right off the elbow.
Inside
pad.
knee. Yikesy. At least he's got a little bit of shin guard protection, unlike Angel Martinez, who took a fastball at the inside of his knee. Against Shohei Ohtani. A line drive off the glove of Garcia. Look at Bobby Witt Jr. Are you kidding me? Rhys Hoskins hits into the absolute most hard luck double play you may ever see. He hit a bullet in and out of the glove of Garcia, but watch Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby on the spot.
Well, the Royals will wrap up this homestand tomorrow and Wednesday on afternoon games. And you can pick up a district ticket presented by Miller Lite for just $20 and get a standing room only ticket plus your first drink at CLEGuardians.com.
1-1 our score, 5th inning. Isaac Collins will lead it off. This former Brewer is a heck of an athlete. Back in 2016, he was a finalist for the Mr. Minnesota Award in both football and baseball as a senior at Maple Grove High School. Now, he didn't win either one, but a historic feat nonetheless, because the only other athlete in Minnesota history to be a finalist in both sports, you've heard of him.
Joe Mauer.
Bingo.
That's the first one that came to mind from Minnesota.
Last year with Milwaukee, he was mostly in left field. Swing and a miss, and Bybee strikes him out with his own changeup. And that's his 3rd strikeout on the night.
Yeah, that's a good one. To the left-handers, Bybee likes to throw that. You can see how far out in front of the pitch he was. So he goes down, strikeout victim number 3, first out of the inning.
Now Kyle Isbell, who chopped one up the middle, let Brian Rocchio cut it off and threw him out back in the 3rd. Line to 3rd, right into the tracks of Jose.
Well, he's playing on the grass. Took a line drive right there, right at him. Look at the look.
And with 2 down, here is Michael Garcia.
Art, you mentioned Garcia and Witt coming up together and how they've got a great left side going forward. But when talking to Q on their side, he feels like Garcia has had the tough route because everybody has compared him to Witt the entire time. And he said last year he finally kind of came out of his shell and stopped worrying about what everybody was comparing, because him and, you know, and he said it's been tough on him because he said he's known he's been talented. They've had to move him around a few times. If you remember, he's played second, some outfield.
Right.
He said last year when they finally put him at 3rd and stopped moving him around, it seems like the light bulb went off. And they think they've got a great one next to Witt, but he said it's been hard being in his shadow.
I know it, but you know, you don't want to put him in the shadow, Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt's a shortstop.
Right.
This guy's talented. He can hit, he can run, he steals bases. He's a Gold Glover. He's an all-star. That's not good enough.
I was going to say, that's good enough, right? That should be.
I would think so.
But they're thrilled to have those two on their left side.
He's got enough shadows. His cousin is Alcides Escobar,
right,
who was the MVP of the ALCS when they won the World Series in 2015. Got another cousin by the name of Ronald Acuna Jr. You may have heard of him. There's a strike call.
So you're saying he should be used to that shadow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know how it is when you get to the big leagues and people don't know all those things about you.
Here's the payoff pitch.
Oh,
hit to
boy.
left. Kafis racing over. He won't get there. It hits off the wall. And into second base with a 2-out double is Michael Garcia. Now, this is really interesting. And we have given JT McGuire a lot of love as the outfield coach because he does a tremendous job. But it was crazy because right as the pitch was about to be made, Kafis was on the move, moving toward left center.
2 strikes he wanted to
And he
move,
stayed right where he was. He might have had a better shot to catch that
I don't
one.
think he would have caught it, but I agree.
No.
I agree. I watched him run over there, and they was trying to pick up the alley, thinking maybe he's not going to, pull the ball. as much anymore. But that's the chances you take when you get the 2 strikes. I want to see the pitch, and maybe the pitch hit too much of the plate and allowed him to
Ooh, it was very close.
Yes, it was.
Rocchio slapped the tag on Garcia. The throw was right at the shoulder. Whew. Garcia just barely gets back in time. Watch this throw, perfectly placed. Yeah, he was in there, but it was close. That used to be, Rick, a throwaway move. The inside move never fooled anybody for the longest time. The last several years, it's become a real art form where teams seem to have an idea when to deploy it.
It's 2 outs when you get a guy on second base and you're trying to get that extra lead, so on a base hit you can score. You know, in situations in scoring, you see, that's how you want to try and keep guys close to the bag. Let's see. Watch. You'll see Kafis come into play. There he is, about 15, 20, 25 feet now. And then that ball was pulled.
And now, of course, he's like, sure, right where he hit it right where I left.
He did, right there. But once again, that pitch could have been a bad mistake.
It's the Arch rule.
Yeah.
It's taught at my home. Sit over your head. It's not your fault, son.
It's not your fault. Pitcher made a mistake.
Uncle Art said that's the pitcher.
that's pitcher's fault. But it did go off the wall, so he hit it well.
Well, now it's 3-1 for Bobby Witt, who had a single in the first inning, lined out to center in the 4th.
As you guys know, last game, Bobby pitched. He was on a pitch count. He's probably getting close to what it is tonight. I think it was 75 in LA, Arch. I think.
Yes, it was. It was
85-90. I was told tonight.
Okay.
In there for a strike and a full count. Well, with 2 down and the string out, let's see if Bobby goes at Bobby Witt here with the base open. 3-2. Took something off and he pulls it foul.
Yeah, slowed it down on him. Hopefully he could get the ground ball, but he fouled it off. Yeah, the guy on deck hits him very well too. So you know you got to try and make a really, really good pitch right here.
Again, the 3-2. Rick,
he's fouling off these curveballs.
Does it say more about the quality of pitching in Major League Baseball today or the lack of quality hitting that Bobby Witt led the majors last year with only 184 hits? Nobody had more than 184 hits in the big leagues last year.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean that's good pitching. These guys to get 200 hits is a really tough thing to do.
3-2. Right field, slicing.
Bobby is doing a great job of throwing some good pitches right here.
I'm asking this because I know that the number is hard to get, but didn't the guy sitting next to you guys, Carlos Baerga, didn't he go like
back-to-back 200 hit
right?
seasons?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he had 200 hit seasons, a couple of them.
I know it's a different game, but that kind of tells you what Matt's talking about.
Well, the bullpens now, you're not facing starting pitchers as much as you used to. They're all, going 5 innings, 6 innings. Look at that.
Oh, what a nice play at first base. Ken Manzardo beat him to the bag. Bobby tried. No, couldn't do it. He didn't. He might have missed the base. That's what the first base umpire, Ben Mays, signaled. And so the inning continues for Kansas City. Bobby was busting his tail to try to get over there, but he just couldn't beat the speedy Bobby Witt.
Let's see if he didn't get over there quickly. You see him stand there. He for a brief second he waited, and you can't do it with Witt. Witt gets down the line so quickly. One of the fastest guys in the game. Look at the foot, beats him to the bag. It sure did, and he did touch the bag, did Bobby. So he beat him to the bag. So now they're going to give him a little rest. Oh, he's done.
Wow, 87 pitches.
Yeah. That pitch count was there.
With 2 on and 2 out.
Just a half a step too late right there to stay in that ball game.
Cleveland Clinic call to the maid has been made for Hoosier Heron, and we'll be right back.
Now pitching for Cleveland, number 20.
Tanner Bybee unable to get through 5 tonight, 87 pitches. And Stephen Vogt goes to the left-hander Tim Herron with the left-handed basher Vinny Pasquantino at the plate. Royals with 2 on and 2 out. And a 1-1 ball game. And Pasquantino takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, since the beginning of last year, Pasquantino has had 92 plate appearances with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, which tied for 4th most in the majors. So those guys kept, you know, the innings going. Yeah. Both Garcia and Witt, as they have right now. Situation for him to drive in some runs with 2 outs.
There goes Witt, and Pasquantino took aim and fouled it back. That was a straight steal. Witt never even saw Pasquantino swing, so he'll go back to first.
Well, he was down the count 0-1. It was a breaking ball, and he fouled it straight back. So he was heading to second, and he had it made easy.
A vicious hack at that curveball, fouling it straight back, still 0-2.
He had one to hit here, 0-2. He started it in and left it right there, so he got away with one.
Again, Witt is off, and that pitch is low, and a stolen base for Witt, his 5th.
Yeah, you're going to go in that situation. They're not worried. They need to get the hitter out.
But now 2 in scoring position. Now ball. Arias has it. He'll go to first. Pasquatch retired. Royals strand a pair, and Hoosier Heron gets the job done. We're halfway through, tied at 1.
Well, Guardians Youth Summer Camps presented by Union Home Mortgage. They're back with over 16 baseball and softball camps across Northeast Ohio. Boys and girls ages 6 to 14 will receive high-quality coaching and instructional special perks and more. Space is limited. Register today at cleguardians.com/summercamps.
Michael Walker back out here in a 1-1 game, bottom of the 5th inning. Bo Naylor leads it off, swings at the first pitch, pulls it to Pasquantino, and he feeds Walker perfectly for out number 1. A word now from Cleveland Clinic.
When you make complexities your specialties, you redefine what's possible. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
It's a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th, and at the end of this half inning, stay with us because that's when the game will officially recognize Jose Ramirez as the franchise all-time leader in games played. There will be a brief ceremony honoring him between the bottom of the 5th and top of the 6th, and we will stay right here to show that to you. The first in what we hope will be many franchise-leading milestones for Jose. C.J. Kafis with a high fly ball to center. Isbell tracks it down 2 away. And that'll bring up Gabriel Arias. By the way, the Guardians hit into a 5-6-4-3 double play. Rhys Hoskins smoked the ball to third base in that 4th inning. So the double play goes 5-6-4-3. The last time that happened in baseball was 1995. San Francisco was at Montreal, and the Giants turned a 5-6-4-3 double play. Guess who started it? Our buddy Matt Williams at third base for the Giants.
Okay. Yeah, 95. He was here in, what, 97?
And Robbie Thompson, who one time spent part of the year, a couple of years with the Eric Wedge's staff.
Yeah,
he was a second baseman in the middle of it.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Robbie T and Matty Dub. Swing and a miss by Arias, 2-1.
I'll tell you what, in 8 career starts that Waka has made against the Guardians, he's 2-2 with a 249, and in 6 of those starts, he's allowed just 1 run or less. And he's doing it again
to right, and that is going to go to the wall. Caglione fires it in. It's a 2-out double for Gabby Arias. His first double of the year, his 3rd extra base hit. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position now here in inning number 5.
Well, there's that swing that you got to love when Arias puts it. What, he hurt himself rounding the base?
It would appear so.
But I mean, that ball was, I mean, it's nice. Let's see if he does anything after he hits the bag. Yeah, you can see him. He slowed down.
Left, it looked like he grabbed his left hammy.
Left hammy.
When he came around, he grabbed that left hammy. Yeah, they got to get somebody in there for him.
And you can see Stephen Vogt right away saying, no, we're not going to push that. Not good. Not good when it's the hamstring. You know, Kyle Isbell, the talented center fielder for Kansas City, he's had hamstring issues, and the Royals were so perplexed. They had him talk to sprinter Maurice Green. And Green was telling him about, look, this gets way deep in the weeds on how we run as human beings, but he was telling him you're a backside runner, and so you need to kind of think about your stride and how you're running because you're putting undue stress on your hamstring when you try to slow down. So there's a lot of different techniques to running. You think you just run, right? What do you mean technique?
Well, just even in this situation, when Voter came over, they're putting Schneemann in. He said, stay over there and make sure you're loose. Don't go out there until you are loose, because he doesn't want. He's like, we can't have another one, basically.
Well, Daniel Schneemann is going in to run, and I'll tell you what, Arias does not look very comfortable as he gingerly makes his way down the stairs and up into the trainer's room. They're going to give him a good once-over to check it out. Brian Arocchio, meanwhile, will be the batter with 2 down. Center field, here's his bell. Barely had to move. So it remains a 1-1 ball game as we've reached the conclusion of 5 innings of play, and thus it makes it an official game. And it's time for the ceremony to honor Jose Ramirez as he now becomes the franchise all-time leader in games played.
We celebrate a history-making moment in Cleveland baseball. With today's start, Jose Ramirez has officially played 1,620 games in a Cleveland uniform. That is more than anyone in franchise history, passing Terry Turner, taking over the #1 spot on the Guardians' all-time leaderboard. Cleveland, please join us in congratulating the new franchise leader in games played, the future Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, number 11, Jose Ramirez.
You can hear the choir here at Progressive Field as they sing the songs of Jose, 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 Jose.
Jose Ramirez making his Major League debut as a starter.
There aren't many guys you can say this about, but Jose Ramirez himself is worth the price of admission. When your best player plays the game harder and smarter than anybody else in baseball, you get yourself the ultimate leader, and that's what Jose Ramirez is. Jose Ramirez shows no signs of slowing down. He is Cooperstown bound. Folks, you need to relish this guy. You may never see anyone like him again. Well, you're out of adjectives to describe this guy. One of the greatest players in the history of Cleveland baseball.
Salvador Perez leads off for Kansas City now here in the 6th inning, and the new pitcher is Peyton Pallette, and his first offering is down low, ball 1 to Salvi Perez, who is 0 for 2. He actually chased the first one as well, so now it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's been swinging at that pitch tonight, hasn't he? He chased a few over there for Tanner Bybee as well.
He's always been aggressive. I mean, I guess that's just part of what you have to live with, because you know he's going to catch him every once in a while.
And not seeing the ball as well. That's what makes you jumpy.
He almost has a pitcher and a catcher behind the plate. Let's make him prove he's not going to swing at that.
Yeah.
Don't throw him one over the plate. Okay, there he lays off one. Yeah, now Peyton Pallette would like a new baseball. This young man's been impressive. The Rule 5 pick out of the White Sox system, and He's come in and just been on the attack, hasn't he?
I'm thinking the same thing. We saw him pitch well against Chicago. He came out and he's throwing the ball well now. Comes out in this 6th inning in a tie game, so that's showing you that they have confidence in him.
I just love that when we were in Seattle, he goes, I'm going to sit back and relax and stay out of the way for a while. And I go, you know that's not how bullpens work. And he laughed. He goes, yeah, he goes, but they just keep telling me to relax and not make it too big. Good pitch.
He got him.
He's got some paint, boy.
Salvi couldn't pull the trigger. That was 96. We call that low cheddar.
I mean, he comes right up and that ball gets on you. Look at, in a hurry. That's a perfect pitch. So he was messing around early with those sliders down in a way that he was swinging at, and then paints the outside corner
Arch,
with a heater.
If you're sitting at home, you see him swing at all the pitches he swung at, you got to say, well, what happened there?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't expecting it. He was expecting that one out over there again. You talk yourself into it as a hitter.
He's going back to the dugout. That ball's hammered deep right field, and DeWater will watch it leave. Carter Jensen, the rookie, with his 2nd home run on the young season. I'd say he was on time.
Oh, yeah. He caught.
I knew somebody was going to say it.
He was on time is right. He did not miss it. That ball shot off his bat. There you go. Fastball right there. And boy, he was right on time. Look, beautiful swing. No, it's a 2-1 ball game now.
Jonathan India knocked in Kansas City's first run with a 2-out single in the 4th. Carter Jensen's homer has pushed Kansas City into the lead here in the 6th. Out looking. Second Kansas City Royal hitter that couldn't pull the trigger. Jensen had no such troubles, and I tell you what, for us old guys, 2014 doesn't seem that long ago, but Carter Jensen, who just hit that home run, he was 11 years old, sitting at Kauffman Stadium in the stands with his dad watching that World Series when the Royals came up short against the Giants. I mean, this kid is a true blue hometown hero. And Kansas City, you have to tip your cap to their front office and scouting department, because to go along with superstar Bobby Witt, I mean, they have found some nice pieces, and Vinny Pasquantino and now Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. I mean, they've got some good young talent.
Yes,
that's going to be together, you would think, for quite a while.
And remember, they had the other catcher last year that they traded to the Padres, so they thought he was ready.
Hammered up the alley. Caglione looking for a base hit. He's got it, and he will stop at first base with the 2-out single.
Freddie Fermin was the catcher that they traded to San Diego, if you remember, for the 2 pitchers late last year. And remember, Arch, we kind of said, you know, we were surprised they would give up a young catcher like Fermin.
Right.
But now we know why.
Yes.
They've done a good job of of
true.
drafting catchers when you think about it.
Pasquantino, he's a guy too. We talk about Salvi, and understandably so. Salvador Perez is the unquestioned heart and soul leader of that Royals. But that guy right there, Pasquantino, he is emerging as a leader as well. I think that experience, Dre, in the WBC,
I was just going to tell you that,
kind of allowed him not to come out of his shell necessarily, but he could explore being a leader without Salvi being in the room.
Right, and the Italian team loved everything about him. They, they wore suits, and he had the coffee machine.
That's an espresso.
Excuse me, sir. The espresso.
I want one of those up here in the booth.
Who you telling? I want one down here too, brother.
Who do we have to call to get one of those?
Please, we're in. But when you talk about that, and I know everybody doesn't feel the same way about the World Baseball Classic, but when you talk to the guys that were in it, they loved it. Matt Festa was a teammate with him. He said he loved everything about it. He said for those two, they loved that they got to go back to their teams, but other guys said, man, I'm never having this much fun playing ever again.
Peyton Pallette strikes out 3, but Carter Jensen has the Royals in front 2-1. Well, the Guardians are down a run as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. And Cleveland will turn it over to the top of the order. Stephen Quad has been the one guy that's been able to solve Michael Wacha tonight. He singled in the 1st and homered in the 3rd. Royals bullpen is quiet. He's at 65 pitches. Man, he's been really efficient.
Yeah, and it was just like his first start in Atlanta. And that's what you want to try to do, is get into that bullpen in Kansas City, because they have an ERA of over 6, what, 6.5 almost.
They've had it.
You'd like to get in there, but Wacha has been very good tonight, allowing just the 3 hits and 2 of them off the bat of this guy.
Right at Bobby Witt, man. Boy, he hit it hard. Back in the 3rd inning, only run of the night for Cleveland.
Yep, turned on a heater, kept it inside the foul pole.
Chase DeLauder 0 for 2. Got himself in a good spot here, 2-0. Chase and then Jose Ramirez here in the 6th. He missed again, ball 3.
Art, you talked about their bullpen. It was a decent bullpen. Hasn't been off to a great start, but they're also without their closer. Carlos Estevez just has not had his normal velo, so they've had to back off him, and they've had to use their bullpen a little bit differently. But you know, when you lose your closer, that changes the game for you.
A 4-pitch walk, and DeLauder is aboard with 1 out here in the 6th. And up comes Jose.
I'm just thinking Wacha didn't want to make a mistake there, you know, because he didn't want the game tied, so he was going to be careful. But now you got a base runner, and you're going to have to face Jose. And he's been able to retire Jose twice. Good change up there.
Yanked foul. And Jose's in the hole 0-2. Lays off a borderline pitch that was up. overthrew that pitch. 2-2.
Changing that eye level. See if he comes back with his changeup again. He started him off with a really good one.
Let's foul up the third base side. Jose making a walk of work for it here. Gave you Jose's career numbers earlier against the Royals coming into tonight. 276 average in 177 games with 32 homers, 47 doubles, 106 runs batted in. And Salvador Perez has been behind the plate for most of that.
Yeah, he sure has.
So he knows how much damage Jose can do. He sets up right off his belt buckle inside, and he just missed.
Yeah.
Waka hit the target, but that's where he wanted it. He wanted it in off the plate.
Well, you're right. And Jose a lot of times swings at that pitch. It was off the plate, but he wanted to go inside, and he's not going to throw him another fastball. It's got to be the changeup away. Got to be.
There goes the runner, and he pulls it foul. I think he went in again, Rick.
Yeah, a little cutter.
Maybe double up before, and now you go changeup?
Well, he just, you know, Jose likes to swing. He doesn't want to take anything close. You got a guy on base. He's going to try and get him.
Arch, that's why I was surprised he didn't swing at that fastball in. So you're right. He's got to be looking away, you would think.
There goes DeWater. Ball 4. And the Guardians have 2 aboard with 1 out on back-to-back walks after Waka hadn't walked anyone in the first 5 innings.
Yeah, he was outstanding, but he missed on 4 straight to DeLauder after retiring Kwan on that line drive to short. So now they get a couple of free base runners. They got to take advantage of this.
Bullpen still quiet for KC as Kyle Manzardo steps in. And that's inside, ball 1. And Perez will challenge.
Call on the field is ball. The catcher has challenged.
Salvador Perez thought it was a strike. He's been really good at challenging.
Yeah, he really is. He
Not this time. So Salvador Perez is 1 for 2. A 1-0 count for Kyle Manzardo, who was hit by a pitch his first time up on the elbow. He went in sight again.
Well, that's good. They're making him get in the zone. They're not helping him out.
Popped up foul, and this will find the seats behind the dugout. And it's 2-1. Manzardo showed some signs yesterday in the doubleheader of working his way out of an early season funk. Two on, 1 out, 2-1 pitch. He went down and in with that fastball, and it's 2-2 now. Hit hard into the glove of Pasquantino, and oh my goodness, DeLauder. It was in no man's land, and it's a double play to end the inning. So the Guardians had him set up, but the line drive goes right to Pasquantino. DeLauder, he went the wrong direction, froze, and inning over.
Lead the driver. You've just won.
With that run in the 6th inning and the double play that got him out of trouble, Kansas City has now outscored their opponents 14-0 in the 6th inning this season.
Okay, now you're coming to the 7th inning, which is the Guardians inning.
Yeah. Kyle Isbell leading it off 0 for 2. Yeah, Cleveland is and again, those things are, I don't know that there's any analytical data really to be gleaned from that, other than it's fun for us to look at.
Well, they've had good 7 innings.
Yeah, we like the obvious stuff. Hey, look at that. Yeah, Kansas City 14-0 over their opponents in the 6th inning. You know, if I could find the Guardians, I'd tell you all about it. No, I can't find it. It's like looking at a math book. Oh, man. Here we go. Well, 7th inning, Guardians have outscored their opponents 9-1. That's their best inning offensively by far.
Well, you said the 6th inning, they had 14 to zip KC?
Kansas City, yes.
Well, 6 of those runs came on Saturday in the 6th inning.
He got it.
Sure did. Held on to it. Bo Naylor.
Yeah, he got it before it hit the ground.
Kyle Isbell saying, I thought it hit the ground. And
well, Bo brought it right back up.
Adam Beck saying, no, it didn't. And now he's going to ask for help. Now
they're going to look at the ball. Like, see if it's dirty.
Did anybody
Because they
see
couldn't tell. He couldn't tell. He's looking at it. Here, you want to look at the ball? Hold on.
What, I don't think he ever touched it.
I don't either.
Well,
he swung and missed at it.
He's going to say it's a foul ball, and he's staying at the plate. Let's see. This is a look we'll get at. He missed it.
Oh, no, he didn't. That angle showed the ball go straight down off the bat.
It sure did.
The side view looked like he missed it.
Barely touched it, and he did short hop it.
Hit hard. That's in the gap. Vaughn able to cut it off. Isbell will hold with a leadoff single. And a word now from Wayside Furniture.
Right styles at the right prices. Every day and always at Wayside Furniture. Wayside Furniture, keeping it local since 1937.
It's kind of been all or nothing for Peyton Paletti. Struck out 3. The other 3 hitters all have hits.
Yeah, every other guy.
Strikeout homer, strikeout single, strikeout single. That means Garcia's got to strike out. It just, you have to.
Either strike out or I'd rather see a double play.
Well, Isbell has 3 steals. He has not been caught. It's a 2-1 lead, but if you're going to be aggressive, maybe this could be the time to try and stay out of that double play if you get a good jump.
You could hit and run here if he wants to take off, and Garcia likes to go that way.
Hit well to center, but Quan tracking it, makes the grab, and that's out number 1. And Bobby Witt Jr., 2 for 3 to the plate. You wouldn't think Bobby Witt is an easy guy to double up because of his speed. But he hits the ball so doggone hard that sometimes he does hit into double plays.
Well, it fools you because, yeah, he hits it right at a defender, and even his speed can't beat it out.
Contrary to popular belief, he is not Superman, not faster than a speeding bullet.
But he's awfully close.
And remember, Rocchio and Schneemann are the keystone combo. I don't know how much work they've had together in the middle of the diamond. I know everybody does some rotational work in spring training, and you get a little bit, but it's not like these guys have a ton of reps together.
No, you're right. They don't, because Schneemann's usually playing the outfield. Or he did play third base yesterday, so when Jose DH, but...
And Rocchio's usually over at second base.
But they take it, yeah, right. They usually take their reps.
Hit hard to third. Jose's got it. Goes to second. There's one. How do you like them apples? When he hits it hard, if he hits it at somebody, you've got a chance. And they turn two the hard way around the horn. 5, 4, 3. Is presented by authority of the Cleveland Guardians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Guardians. Well, it's a 2-1 Kansas City lead as we've reached the bottom of the 7th inning, and Rhys Hoskins will lead it off. And Rhys takes a first pitch strike. Hoskins, you know, originally a lot of people looked at Hoskins and said, well, he'll probably play primarily against left-handers, but this is his 5th start already this year against right-handed starting pitching. He's kind of forced his way into the lineup because, you know, he is a veteran. He's got some power. And he is down swinging here. Michael Wacha has been very Michael Wacha-like outside of those back-to-back walks in the 6th, and then he got bailed out on the line drive double play.
Yeah, he's thrown the ball very well. He's kept everything. 3 hits. Quan's got 2 of them. And then Arias, who had to leave the game because he tried to, you know, he had a double in between first and second.
Felt something in the hamstring.
He sure did. He sure did. We haven't heard anything, but I'm sure that's exactly what it is.
0-1. As a guy who relied on his speed throughout his, 14-year big league career, did you ever have a hamstring issue?
No.
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
Because that's, you see, I'm sure you saw a lot of guys dealing with it.
Yeah, well, not as many as I see nowadays.
Really?
Yes. No, I see more hamstrings now than we ever used to see.
You're blessed. Most speed guys have hamstring issues at some point in time.
You know, it's that age-old question. Weight training is obviously been important, but there is probably a downside.
Too much muscle. Well, you're right.
You know, you were talking about the track guy. You got to run. You got to do sprints because this game is quick
sprints, though.
Sprints,
Right.
you know, where you have to run and you stop.
From a standstill.
Quick, yeah.
Right.
A quick one step.
You can be standing around
And I mean,
forever.
you have to do that. You got to run. If you don't do that and you give up running, I can see how you can pull hamstrings.
Well, here's C.J. Kafis 0 for 2.
He's hit the ball well, though. It's been in the wrong part of the field is what he yelled the last time.
Yeah, big part of the yard, especially early in the season with the wind blowing in. It's cold. Tough to hit it out to straightaway center unless you hit a screaming line drive.
Man, no, you better pull it. You can't hit it out to center.
You better call Jim Tomey if you want to hit one to center tonight.
You better. You can do it if you get to second base, but not on plate.
The JT
Kafis takes the strike. 1-1. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. You know, C.J. Kafis he's a quiet guy, and as Stephen Vogt said before the game, sometimes you forget 3 years ago, right now, he was in college, still playing, college baseball. And now he's in the big leagues and getting meaningful at bats and playing time. And
learning new positions.
And he was in the middle of a lot of what they did well down the stretch last year.
Yeah, he was a part of it.
Let's go, CJ! Get it!
The thing of it is, though, does he get enough at-bats, the more he gets, the better,
right.
The quicker he would learn.
And that's what he has said to me.
When you're not in there every day.
Oh, man. Pasquantino, I tell you what,
that throw?
He has perfected that submarine-style throw.
That went right over Bo's shoulder.
I don't know if we can get a really good low angle of this. Watch this.
That goes right over his shoulder. Could so easily hit him. But he was just going down in the slide, and that was a perfect throw. That's why first baseman, if they're left-handed, that's natural. That's why there's left-handed first baseman, and they look so natural there. Because when they can make that play, that's what it's meant to be.
So Waka calling a meeting at the mound with 2 down. And Daniel Schneemann will get his first at-bat of the night. He came on for Arias, who left with left hamstring tightness, they're telling us now. So I guess that's as good a news as you could hope for so far. Bet365 betting odds. Here's around the major league scores right now. World Series rematch in Toronto. Dodgers up 4-1 on the Blue Jays. Daniel Schneemann looks at ball 1 up high. 2 lefties in that Kansas City bullpen. As Art told you, Matt Strom is up. He's getting ready. He should be ready by now. But at 98 pitches, I'm sure Brian Sweeney and Matt Quatrero figured we'll give him one more hitter at least.
Yeah.
To try and get out of the inning.
Yeah, he's earned the right to try and get out of this inning.
There's pitch number 100. It's 3-0.
Well, you can see 100 pitches, 60 of them have been strikes. He's on the verge, though, of walking Schneemann here.
He just did catch it. Each team with 1 ABS challenge remaining.
That barely hit it.
I know, right? That might have been one you're like, But with only 1 challenge remaining, you want to be as close to certain as you can. Unfortunately, that's going to be a can of corn, and the inning is over. 7 in the books, 2-1 Kansas City.
Six-packs are on sale now, and there's a package for everyone. You can get fireworks six-packs featuring 6 with post-game fireworks, including the annual Rock and Blast show. Check it out at CLDguardians.com/sixpacks.
2-1 Kansas City, and Colby Allard, left-hander, coming on to pitch for Cleveland. Allard making his second appearance on the year. And a first pitch strike into Vinny Pasquantino, who is 1 for 2. He walked and scored back in the 4th inning. Fouled right back. Colby Allard, 33 games last year, 263 earned run average. He was a utility knife. He started a couple of games. He did everything they asked of him, and he's got just a tremendous attitude. He's still only 28 years old, but it probably feels like another lifetime ago when he was a first-round pick by the Atlanta Braves, 14th overall selection. And you know what goes with that? Expectations.
Absolutely.
And, you know, what the organization envisions versus what you have in mind and what your own physical body can attain. And, you know, bounced around Texas, Phillies organization. But I don't know, Rick, it felt like something really clicked last year, and I was happy to see him back.
Well, he's a guy that doesn't knock you out with the radar gun, you know, but he has command. He knows how to change speeds. He knows how to pitch.
Not afraid to take the ball.
No, and I'll tell you what, he fits on this team beautifully because he'll do whatever he's asked. And that's what you have to do. He elevates the fastball, and guess what? He gets it by him. After throwing him the slow stuff down, change the eye level, he gets the strikeout.
And another reason you got to love having him, the 8th inning usually isn't his thing, but after the doubleheader, it's not exactly like this bullpen is. It's a little thin today, let's put it that way. So
yeah, but you know, when they look at it, hey, they're coming in, I need to get 3 outs.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't matter what inning. And the more you put on that, you think about it, the worse it may be for you.
But you guys know, we hear managers say a lot of things, and I love that Stephen Vogt says, if you're in the bullpen, I'll use you in any situation, so be ready.
Right.
And he means it.
Yes.
Down the line, it is slicing, it is foul. Whew.
And Matt, I'm glad you said that. He does mean it. And I think when you get in situations like this, you don't have a guy that comes in, you know, worried because he's been told, hey, we're going to use you anywhere. You're on the team. You're on the team. We trust you.
Yeah.
Salvi hit it right down there, almost hit it off Jose's new banner.
I thought Jose would hit it first.
Now the 0-2 offering. Bounced that one way out in front of the plate. Salvi Perez, I mean, you talk about a pull hitter. Look at the left side of the Guardians infield. Jose is what, maybe 5 steps from the line, and Roquio, the shortstop, he's pulled way over. And he hits it right to him. Roque. A 2-hopper, no, it got there on 1 bounce, and Manzardo takes it in for out number 2.
Really nice play.
Sure was for a guy who hasn't had a ton of reps at shortstop. He made that look pretty routine.
He knew he had to get rid of it. He made sure he had a grip, and he had the 1-hop throw, man. I love that from that side of the infield. And he was on the move. That wasn't an easy play. But he had the right base runner going down the line.
Carter Jensen, he put the Royals ahead with a homer in the 6th. Finds the hole on the left side, and it's his second hit of the night. Difference in the game back in the 6th inning with 1 out.
There it was, a heater, and boy, he turned on it. Line drive into the first row. And got there in a hurry. For Johnson, that's his second home run on the season.
Manzardo gives it a look, but it's out of play. Jonathan India, who last year swung and missed at only 8% of the pitches he saw, swung and missed and struck out in the second inning. He was also called out looking at a third strike in the sixth. But in between, he had an RBI single, and that was a big hit with 2 outs in the fourth inning. Got Kansas City their first run of the night. And it came after the strikeout wild pitch that extended the inning. Did he go? The appeal, he did not. Two runner goes, swing and a foul ball by India, hit him in the box. 13,143 frozen to their seats tonight. But those in attendance can say they saw some history tonight. Not since 1918 has this franchise record been touched. Jose Ramirez passing Terry Turner, the all-time lead in games played. India with a long fly ball to left, and it is up and out over the 19-foot wall, caught the railing, and a 2-out, 2-run homer extends the lead to 4-1. So Jonathan India with a big night, driving in 3 of Kansas City's 4 runs.
There's the changeup. That ball looked like it was middle in a little bit, but he was able to get the barrel head of the bat out in front, and he knew it. Flips that bat over and watches it hit the seats. So they get a big insurance hit right there. India's second homer. So they have 2 homers tonight.
These two teams have both hit 10 home runs on the season so far. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. Guardians now down 3.
Well, score big on authentic gear and MLBshop.com, from official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. We've got the whole season covered. Visit MLBshop.com. Guardians are the official source for your Guardians gear.
Guardians now down 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Matt Strom, left-hander, is the first reliever to work for Kansas City. Michael Wacha went 7 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 3. Kansas City's bullpen has been besieged early in the year, pitching to a .627 earned run average. Now their closer, Carlos Estevez, he went on the injured list. He took a comebacker off the foot in the second game of the season. X-rays were negative, but they definitely wanted to shut him down and make sure that nothing arose out of that. He had a brutal spring training, and then he allowed 6 of the first 7 batters he faced to reach in a blown save against Atlanta. And then on top of that, they just haven't found their footing yet. But sometimes, you know, when the closer goes down early, everybody else's role is kind of like, well, what's my role now?
It's scrambled, yes. I mean, you've got that closer that you can depend on, and he had a good year for him last year. Then, and this is a new guy, Strom. They picked up from Philadelphia. He's got a good arm for matchup for them.
Rocchio rocks one high in the air, deep left field. Collins out of room. It's out of here. Right back come the Guardians on a solo home run, his first of the year for Brian Rocchio to make it 4-2. Boy, from the right side of the plate, Rick, he really jumped it.
Yeah, he did. That was a really nice swing right there. 101.7 off the bat, but he stayed back on it nicely.
Rocchio hit just 5 home runs a year ago. Of course, we'll never forget the last home run he hit on the last day of the regular season, right down the right field line off the pole, clinched the division.
Well, he hit it as a shortstop. Maybe he was happy to move over to shortstop, huh?
Just tell him he's a shortstop.
He might be playing shortstop for a while.
No, you're right there. The news on Gabriel Arias, his hamstring tightness. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But Rocchio stepping to the plate, giving the Guardians a little jolt. Stephen Kwan delivered their only other run with a solo homer back in the 3rd. And his home run was right down that right field line, but he kept it fair. Center. Isbell. 1 down.
There you go. He left it right there. A nice fastball, and he clipped it well.
Now Chase DeLauder walked his last time up. And Strom misses ball 1. DeLauder, then Jose here in the 8th for Cleveland.
Matt, Rick, did you guys ever collect baseball cards when you were younger?
Not as many as Strom has.
All right, I'll let you do the story then.
Go ahead.
No, I find this interesting because my kid is into them right now. Matt Strom reportedly owns more than 1 million baseball cards. He keeps it in a spare bedroom in his house. He even has his own TV show called The Card Life. Arch, he has one room full of baseball cards, up to 1 million of them.
Wow. I'll tell you who we need to get him together with.
Who's that?
Tom Candiotti.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
2 balls and a strike for Chase DeLauder. And the 2-1 pitch is in for a strike. Got him. 2 down. Now here comes Jose, who passed Terry Turner and took over the franchise all-time lead in games played tonight. And we've showed that little picture of Terry Turner whenever Jose is moving up the leaderboard and then passed him tonight. And that's a picture of an old trading card. And I wonder if any of those are in circulation or what they would be worth. Terry Turner.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go back a long way. I don't know who has one. If anybody does, maybe Tom Canty.
Him or Strom. The 2 guys we should ask.
Yeah.
It's got to be in that Hannes Wagner kind of era, right?
Right.
The famous card of Hannes Wagner that's worth a lot of money, millions of dollars.
Many millions.
A bunch of millions. As one of my friends once said. Hard to quantify, but it's a lot. Jose takes it. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. I'll tell you what, for a 4-2 ball game, it's amazing that the Guardians are still within striking distance when you consider they've been out hit 10-4. And I guess I don't know why, Rick, because 10 hits is 10 hits. It doesn't seem like it's been that one-sided, but Kansas City had 2 hits in the first, 5th, 6th, and 8th innings tonight. High, ball 4. So now the tying run comes to the plate. Here's a look at that Terry Turner. That's from an old trading card.
I like the collar.
Could you imagine playing with a collar?
No.
And you know those were heavy too, right?
Sure.
Oh no, I think they breathe really well.
Yes. I'd wear one tonight. I'll put it that way. Man, we're starting to see our breath down here, Arch.
Well, we'll be thankful we got a day game tomorrow.
Brian Sweeney, the pitching coach, out to talk with Strawn. Kyle Manzardo called back for David Fry, and so I'm sure Sweeney going out there to say, all right, this is what David Fry likes to hit, so don't throw it there. But again, as I said, Arch, this is the part of the game that fascinates me, and I know what you're saying. Hitters have more opportunities to try to stay loose, stay ready. They can go into batting cages. They can look at video. They can, look at stats, numbers. But right now, you're in that box, and you haven't done anything all night long.
Yeah.
You got one shot to impact the game.
You're looking for that first pitch. You look for the fastball.
Matt, I haven't thought about this, but if anybody could be ready for that situation, it'd be David Fry, because basically all last season was that for him. You know what I mean? He couldn't really play, so he had to constantly be ready to pinch hit.
Something down on shoelaces.
And you know, pinch hitting is probably like one of those deals where you could probably have 5 guys tell you, I was really good at pinch hitting. Here's what I did, and this is how you should do it. And it's you just don't know. What works for you might not work for somebody else.
Pinch hitters, Manny Mota.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's almost like a field goal kicker, though. You know, you sit around, wait. We need you.
Hey, you're just happy to play. Give me an at-bat. You know, if you weren't an everyday player, I mean, that's all you had to look forward to. Like I said, you're going to pinch hit when the manager feels that, hey, you're the best we've got. Go up there and get a knock.
Mental coaching with Rick Manning.
shallow left. In comes Collins and makes the catch. Guardians get a run closer. We played 8. And they trail 4-2 after the Rocchio homer. Kansas City leads it as we head to the 9th, and David Fry stays in the game down at first base after he pinch hit for Kyle Manzardo. Isaac Collins leads it off for KC. Colby Allard stays on to pitch the 9th. Collins has struck out twice.
Heads up.
Back-to-back day games the next 2 days here at Progressive Field. We'll be on the air both tomorrow and Wednesday at 12:30 with Guardians pregame. Tomorrow was originally scheduled as an evening game, so if you're saying, well, what do you mean a day game tomorrow? They decided to move the game from 6 o'clock to 1 because of the frigid temperatures expected tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be colder, much colder tomorrow than it was today. Tonight.
But then Wednesday it's going to trend back up the other direction, so Wednesday should be a little more comfortable for the series finale.
That, and then yeah, Thursday's an off day where you travel to Atlanta and then St. Louis. Or interleague baseball.
Yeah, a lot earlier, right, when you think about it. Dodgers, Cubs, and Braves and Cardinals. And he got him looking, and Collins will challenge. Let's see.
Call a strike, the batter is challenged.
Strike 3.
Pitch was a strike. Kansas City has no challenges remaining.
The 4th challenge of the night. And by my count, of the 4, only 1 overturned. That was the first one, and that was a Salvi Perez challenge behind the plate. Chopper to third, Jose on the move. Takes his time, throws him out. Isbell is erased. Our progressive defensive plays of the game, and Jose flashing some leather at the hot corner.
Stay right there. He was challenging him. He was playing in on the grass on that one, and a nice little double play here with the speedster Bobby Witt going down the line.
Top Top of the order, Michael Garcia, 1 for 4 with a double. Lucas Ursig, who is now closing for Kansas City, is getting ready. Guardians will have 5, 6, and 7 due up. Reese Hoskins, Bo Naylor, C.J. Kafis. Colby Allard trying to keep it a 2-run game. In there for a strike. It's 2-1.
That's my man.
Right back at him. It's 2-2. Bounced in front of the plate. Colby Allard ready. He delivers the payoff pitch. Smack deep to left, Kafis back. And it's just over his head. And Garcia into second. He'll hold there with a 2-out double. Kafis tracked it. He had it. Looked like he had a shot initially.
Yeah, he did. He jumped too early.
Yeah.
He thought he was closer to the wall than what he really was. Maybe he didn't have a time to take a look at it to see, but he had time to maybe take another step, maybe 2. But you know, he's a stranger to left field, so it's that's a tough play.
They will intentionally walk Bobby Witt Jr. and set up a lefty-lefty matchup with Vinny Pasquantino, who struck out when he faced Colby Allard to start the 8th inning. I wonder if after that WBC experience, if Pasquantino now sneaks an espresso at around the 7th or 8th inning, is a little jolt late in the game.
Why not? Ask Willie. He'll tell you.
I know we have one out in our bullpen now because Matt Festus brought one out there.
He's a barista. Jose squeezes it, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Guardians need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Beautiful shot at downtown Cleveland. peering over the shoulder of the terminal tower. Bottom of the ninth, Guardians down a pair. Lucas Ursig will try to close it for Kansas City. Reese Hoskins, Bo Naylor, C.J. Kafis have other ideas for Cleveland. Hoskins 0 for 3. Michael Massey takes over at second base for Jonathan India.
I'd like to get that leadoff man aboard. Good swing.
One ball, one strike. And Ursay in there. 1-2. Struck him out, one down. And a word now from Cleveland Clinic.
When you make complexities your specialties, you redefine what's possible. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
Now Bo Naylor 0 for 2 with a walk. Four-seam fastball at 97. Finds the zone, and it's 1-1. Caught the mask of Perez. He appears to be okay as he readjusts.
He's taken a few of those in his day, hasn't he? As many times as he's been behind that plate.
A couple of catchers just sharing a moment. Yeah, I've had a few of those. I know how it feels. You know, in fact, Stephen Vogt was saying today, former catcher himself, like when you get hit, and Bo has been plunked a few times this year behind the plate. There's nothing about it that you can say to anybody. It just hurts. You just have to wear it. It's just part of the position. It's why these guys are tougher than nails. I don't think there's any way you can prepare for that. It's not like in the offseason, I'm going to go out in the yard and just have people throw things at me to toughen my skin up a little bit. I mean, what do? You just, you're either cut out for it or you're not.
Yeah, you find out real quick. If you're a young kid, and you know, you get behind the plate, you put it on the gear, and you take a few foul tips. You either tell the coach, I don't want to do it anymore, or you say you love it. You know, you're right. You accept it.
Arch, what if the coach told you you were fat before you had to put on the equipment?
Then it's give me a bigger chest protector.
That story will not go away.
I know it. The Cubbies, yeah.
I love it.
It all goes back to Engelbert.
Yeah, you're right.
C.J. Kafis with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Need a base runner to get the tying run at least to the plate. Close, but KC's out of challenges anyway. 2-1. Hit high, hit deep to left. Collins back, still going back on the track. He jumps up and makes the catch and secures the victory. Kafis gave it a ride, but the Royals hang on with a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And they take the series opener by a final score of 4-2. Royals get to 500 at 5-5, and Cleveland goes to 6-5 on the season. Michael Walker, the winner. It's his first. Lucas Erceg to save, his third. And you know, once again, Tanner Bybee, he got yanked 87 pitches into the game. He only gave up the 1 run, and then the game kind of turned its heels on that 2-run homer by India that made it 4-1 on the bottom of the 8th.
Well, the inning they got that 1 run, there was a 1-out walk, and then had the strikeout in the wild pitch, you know, that continued that inning, and they got the first run, and after that, Kansas City was able to add on a couple of home runs is what did it. But again, you know, just 2 runs for the Guardians tonight on 4 hits. So offensively, when they've lost games, they've been shut out twice, scored 1 twice, and now they've scored 2. So they haven't been able to put those offense together, you know, in 5 of those games.
Still searching for it here in the early going of this 2026 season. Stay tuned. Guardians postgame is coming up next. Al Pulaski and Chris Jimenez will break this one down. We're back tomorrow with Day Baseball. For Rick Manning and Andre Knott, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks for watching. Guardians postgame is next.